Oh, folks, ExParrot here. Missed my stream last night. Completely spaced it. I normally stream at 7:30 p.m. on Fridays. And if you're watching this as a YouTube recording, it's actually Saturday, about 1:20 in the afternoon, when I finally had time to try and run off a stream. If you can see my stuff down here, you'll notice I've completed my daily quest, but I've only got one win towards my packs for the week because I haven't been playing much this week at all. And frankly, standard is just driving me up the friggin' wall. I know they say it's wide open and varied, but I played like 6 games earlier, and all 6 were against mid-range slash controlling decks. It was either Grixis or Sultai. It may as well have been the same thing, just slightly different colors. So, we're going to do draft because I like draft. Now, they have the greedy draft right now. Let's see what that is. Greedy draft. Draft 3 packs, keep the cards you draft, but the twist, everybody can play 2 lands per turn, starts with 9 cards in their hand, and has no maximum hand size. Prizes are gems, and 2 packs if you get all the way to the end. Let's see, the break-even point is 6 wins, basically. I got the gold. You know what? I have never done the greedy draft, so let's go ahead and try it. I know it's a draft format that's going to reward picking higher casting cost cards because you can afford to get to it sooner. So that'll be interesting. And if I can get something that's really fantastic out of it too, I'm fine with that. For instance, this is the kind of format where the Wrecking Beast down here might be really handy. Biomancer's Familiar might be handy, though. Rakdos Firewheeler. And there's always Ill-Gotten Inheritance, but I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and take the Firewheeler. That just calls to me. I know it's Rakdos straight up. Imperious Oligarch. Scorchmark is a good one. Collapse, Blade Brand. Let's go ahead and take the Scorchmark. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out where I want to go with this. Skatewing Spy. It's good if I can start drafting into Simic. Because it's first pack. I'm not exactly hurting for choices yet. But I'm really looking at Rakdos, Macabre, Mockery. I don't know anything about Greedy Draft. In fact, I'm really just kind of drafting very haphazardly at the moment. Depose, Deploy, Guildmage. Oh, Crocodile, I don't know. Night of the Last Breath seems good here. Consigned to the Pit, though, is good removal. Good solid removal. Why not another Ill-Gotten Inheritance? I can get them out even sooner that way. Well, I'm not going to go with the Wrecking Beast. I will this time, though, because I don't have much else going for me. Out of that pack, Blade Brand or Spikewheel Acrobat. I can get the Spikewheel Acrobat down sooner. Guess we'll stick to picking stuff in my colors. Okay, Ethereal Absolution is a snap pick. No matter what, it is such a fantastic card. It is a flat-out, just game winner. I am going to take the Thrash Threat this time as well because I need it for Gruul in Standard. Scuttlegator is good, but it's not really in my colors. Fireblade Artist is. Oh, and there's Skewer the Critics. That seems pretty good. Thank you, babe. Wife bringing me a cup of coffee because she's sweet like that. I'm going to take the Blade Juggler for extra card draw. Dead Revels. One of those isn't a bad deal at all. Carnival Carnage seems good. There was a skewer the critics. I picked a little too quickly. Take a drill bit. Why not? Belt Recluse seems good in an environment where I'm drawing a lot of cards. This Copper Vampire. Yeah, I'm still trying to pick off of regular stuff, not greedy. That's the problem here. Goblin Gathering, why not? Rebel Reading, Semi-Color, Stock Class, whatever. Amplifier. Amplifier is not bad. I don't have enough big creatures to make it worthwhile. I'm really thinking another removal spell isn't a bad idea. Oh, Basilica Bellhaunt? Such a good card, but there's also Light Up the Stage, which is better for my colors. Bedeck Bedazzle. It's interesting removal or pump spell. I think Skewer the Critic might be a little bit better for me. Archway Angel does nothing for me since I'm not really drafting gates. Thirsting Shade is crap. I guess Dead Rebel is about the only thing in my color. I'm gonna pick a Final Payment Splash. Footlight Fiend is good, but I think Clear the Stage is also pretty good. There's Ill-Gotten Inheritance number 3. I guess I'll get to see how this format really works once I start playing. Oh, I like the Vampire over the Guild Gate, damn it. And I'll see what kind of decks people are throwing at me. Interesting. Alright. Now I've got to try and pare this down and make my deck, at least the auto land thing, not go absolutely crazy trying to figure out what in the hell I should get land-wise. Okay, Thought Collapse needs to go. That will solve that problem with it. 16, 17. Alright, I've got 56 cards. So I've got to start clearing some stuff down. Not a big fan of the Catacomb Crocodile, even if it does have a big fat ass. I'm going to drop down to 1 Dead Revels. I'm getting rid of Rebel Reading, that's an obvious. I'm really thinking Macabre Mockery is not that exciting. I'll be honest, I like the artwork on it. I've never been a big fan of that card. It seems like the kind of thing that it's just way too easy for your opponent as a counterspell to just completely blow you out on it. So that gets me down to 47. 46. I know. Getting rid of the lockets is probably bad, honestly. I've never been a huge fan of it. Alright, I gotta drop one more card. I'm not gonna drop a land. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 direct creature kill spells. I'm actually gonna drop one consigned to the pit. I may regret it. Alright, so Mardu draft it is. Let's see how badly I can lose this. 3 losses and you're out. I'm sure I'll do it in 0-3 is the way I've been going lately. B versus Nelly 6. Check some settings here, make sure everything's still good. On OBS. Alright, I go first. Wow, this is... No, I'm gonna mulligan this one. I just did not like it. This is better. They went ahead and took a mulligan as well to 8. Scope of Vampire will keep on top. Let them do their scry. There's a footlight. And a Thirsting Shade. Alright, Thirsting Shade is probably going to get scorch marked. Not see land number 4, which is going to adjust my way I build decks in the future with this environment. Roustabout. Okay, the Vizcopa Vampire. I mean, you could die to the Footlight Fiend, but at least you can block the Rakdos Roustabout. If I can get some damage in, Blade Juggler can come down for the Spectacle, which would be nice. That's interesting. Pay 5 life in order to kill off a vampire. And still not see any friggin' land. I don't actually have anything spectacle-wise. I'm not sure what I was thinking. May have to adjust this deck after first game. Make some changes. The Panther, good card. Because I guess I was misreading the way the greedy format worked, and I was thinking that I would be in a situation where I'm better able to decline. I could sacrifice it to guarantee a spectacle. I'm going to leave up the Fireblade Artist block, drop Ill-Gotten Inheritance, which guarantees the spectacle every turn. And I can block the Roustabout and kill it. If I can get another land, I can spectacle in the Raptor, force him to discard a card. Okay, you're gonna give them both Death Touch. Really, dude? Are you trying to initiate the spectacle? Because if so, who cares? Real Absolution. I would sure love another land. Another couple of them, really. No attacks. Because Ethereal Absolution will make Twilight Panther pointless. It will become 0-1. Death Touch doesn't mean anything. Okay. You're gonna give your Twilight Panthers Death Touch, yes. Gonna swing with both of them and a Footlight Fiend. I'll go ahead and block Footlight Fiend. I know they can kill Fireblade Artist with it. I'm not real worried about that. This land number 5. So Rafter Demon could easily come in. Clear the stage and get rid of the Roustabout, or Ill-Gotten Inheritance, and just go ahead and start draining 2 life a turn. One more land, and Ethereal Absolution comes down, and that pretty much guarantees me the victory, I think, barring anything major. Plague Wiper died with. Yeah, land would be great. For 1, I'm going to gain 2 back. There's the land. Real Absolution comes down. Game is over. I know, the game isn't over, but it's going to be very hard for my opponent to come back from that. Ethereal Absolution is simply a pain and a half. And realistically, next turn I can simply sacrifice an Ill-Gotten Inheritance to finish off my opponent. Yeah, go ahead and swing with Twilight Panthers. They don't do anything. Because this will tick twice, drop them to 3, and then Ill-Gotten Inheritance back it, and game ends. At least get 1. Cancel. What the hell? Not sure why I was trying to do that. Alright, so 1 win. Now, I'm looking over my Twitch dashboard, and I noted my stream information says Ravnica Allegiance Draft, and I'm like, well, maybe I should change that. But then I realized this is a Ravnica Allegiance Draft, technically. I might be able to get Blade Juggler down turn 2. Got all 3 colors and lands. This is, I mean, it's not a spectacular hand by any means, but I'm going to be able to dump it on the board pretty quick. My opponent, however, took a mulligan to 8. Oh, excuse me. Stride to the bottom. Drops 2 islands. Rakdos Fire Wheeler in my hand now. The new Flame Tongue Kavu. Pass. My turn. On the other hand, I could just go ahead and Carnage my opponent right now, which will really hurt them. Force them to discard 2 cards out of their hand early. That's going to become a 5/5 creature, but there's not much I can do about it until I can get to Consign to the Pit or drop a Rebel Belt Recluse. They discarded Quench and Debtor's Transport. There's the Adapt. Go ahead and drop the Rebel Belt Recluse. The other Fire Wheeler. Take 5 to do it. Okay. 1 more land I can sign it. And there's the land. Sadly, it's a land that comes in the play tapped. Carrion Imp represents a great blocker. Oh, nicely done. 4. You got another counterspell? Yes, here comes Consigned to the Pit. Only do. Alright. Well, that sucked. What's wrong, baby? Rhea, what's wrong? She what? Then put it back on YouTube and give the phone back to her. Ayana, oh my goodness. Sorry, everybody. My older daughter is not good. Got the baby all upset. Turn 2 Ill-Gotten Inheritance is interesting. It certainly puts a clock on the board. Do not have land? No, they do have land number 4. They drop the Simic Locket. I'm gonna drop the Herbal Belt Recluse. See if they got an answer to a 6/5 or not. Oh, they do. They have a Scuttle Raider. Can I get a land consigned to the pit? I can. Turn up my headphones slightly. I can see this is a format where the games can end very quickly if things don't work out the way people want. Red land would be nice for that Reckless Firewheeler. And perfect. Oh, don't tell me they have like Essence Capture. Now they do. Have no choice but to attack. No block. What's with the people running all the counter magic in draft? I can, I see the whole draft. Usually the rule of thumb is you draft a couple of counter spells, but you don't worry about a huge amount of them. You got people drafting a lot of counter magic and playing a lot. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and drop Ill-Gotten Inheritance number 2, because it's going to close out the game pretty quickly. Attacks. Opponent realized they can't take my life total down fast enough before I take their life total down and Ill-Gotten Inheritance them for the win. So hey, 200 gems, 1 pack, guaranteed. I'd really like to get a couple of drafts in if I can. So, I want to stay away from standard right now, I just do. This is an interesting hand. I'm going to keep it. First turn Hasted Fireblade Artist isn't a bad deal. Wow, they got a Combine Guildmate in their first turn, and I'm going to get Rakdos Firewheelers turn 2. Huh. I did not actually expect him to block. It's interesting. That seemed like the kind of situation where the last thing you want to do is block. Giant Engineer. That's going to get Firewheeled. No doubt about that. I don't want you ramping up any further than you already have. Interesting, interesting. Carnage is going to make their hand a lot worse. Unless they have a counterspell. In which case they got a counterspell out of their hand. Okay. Didn't get damage and only got one card, but you know what? I'll manage. Level 1 hybrid kind of scorch marked. She got like Sinister Sabotage? Hot Glass, okay. Marion Imp, skewer the critic's land. Keep taking that hand down. You don't have 6 mana to adapt the hybrid yet. Oh, now they do. They can adapt anytime they want. I will make it a 6/6. I guess they're trying to decide, does he have a kill spell? Do I want to save the mana? Or at least represent a counter spell? The answer is yes, I have the kill spell. Oh, but I don't have the mana for it. Crud. So what 3 minutes comes in? I've got double, you've got an inheritance. Yeah, I got no blocks. Go ahead, take 6 out of me. Clearly you got something second main. Titanic Wall. Evil. Evil, evil, evil. Alright. That's interesting. Alright, I'm going to skewer the 4/2 in order to limit the bleeding. I'm not going to attack either. I don't think I'll block. Bringing back a couple of creatures. Wow. Wow. Alright, fine. I'll play God in the Hands number 3 and really annoy my opponent. If they have 2 creatures, they can block the Rakdos Trumpeter. If I draw another land, I win next game. Otherwise, I win in 2 turns, barring any life gain. No blocks. 11. They can drop the Creeper. Ah, there's 2 life gain. This Copa Vampire is definitely going to come down. Life gain target. There's land. I'm going to consign a hybrid to the bench. That deals 2 more to them and kills them on the upkeep. 7, 9 damage possible here. Alright. Bill got an inheritance. Once again, winning games. Ridiculous cards in a limited format. Just ridiculous. Hard to win against it once it gets rolling. If you get it down, if they don't get it down early enough, though, it's a useless card. I mean, it's an all-or-nothing style card. Just because of that, you want to drop it as early as possible to start taking life off your opponent. I guess in the greedy format, where you can literally drop it turn 2, it's a pretty good dual card. Alright, so first turn, Rakdos Trumpeter isn't going to do too much for me, but I should be able to tick in for the spectacle of light up the stage. Although I may wait on light up the stage. Well, I mean, I could cast the Carrion Imp, I suppose, but then I can't exile a creature card out of the graveyard, but at least I get some damage down. I can save light up the stage for when I have a little more mana, and King of Bill got an inheritance. This will offset theirs. Both of us triggering our spectacles every turn now. There's a consigned pit for their creature. And the land I need to cast it. Could prove a very interesting hand. 4, 6, 7. I don't have enough yet to be able to double pump the Trumpeter. I have Skewer the Critics. Carnage. Oh, well, never mind. I don't have Skewer the Critics anymore. Good play on my opponent's part. Really good play. Oh, wow. I can't argue with that. This deck is firing on all cylinders all of a sudden. And perfect. I mean, seriously. You couldn't ask for a better... Target up to 1 creature card. Submit. I don't want to take it. I don't have a creature with 4 power or greater. Not sure what it was asking me to do. Go to 4. I'll take him down to 2, and I can pop the Ill-Gotten Errands to finish him. So, hey, another win. Apparently, the only way I can win at Magic anymore is in Limited. I just wish I could play Ranked Limited more often. And the ICR is Raider's Wake. Which is garbage. Rams, my opponent. I don't know why I've got Nissa going. I didn't have Nissa before. But it's about some kind that's going on right now. I keep forgetting I need to adjust it. Turn 3 Rebel Belt Recluse would be nice. Interesting, they drafted the gates. All the gates. Oh, that guarantees a turn 3 Rebel Belt Recluse. So I'll have 5 lands. Them and all their gates, they are not going to be doing much of anything early. Mind you, once they get going, it's going to be interesting. Alright, Incubation reveals the Wrecking Beast. Drop the lands, drop the Rebel Belt Recluse, aim for 3 lifelink. I have a Clear the Stage available. When you get another black mana, I have a Rapid Firewalker. Yeah, Clear the Stage is going to deal to the Wrecking Beast. Rebel Belt Recluse must attack. I have a creature I can target in the graveyard. But I will kill the Wrecking Beast off, which is nice. That's interesting. No black source of mana. I gotta attack with Rebel Belt Recluse, I have no choice. Do they block or do they let it through? I mean, they're in a bad situation either way. Because I've still got cards, and I don't know what they've got in hand, but I don't think they have as much going for them as I do. The Gruul Locket will help them because they can crack it for 2. I kind of wish they'd figure out if they're going to block or not, though. There they go. Pump kill it on the fly. Go ahead and cast that for full cost. And draw the wrong color mana. Got it. need the black mana. Or if it just wants to let me go ahead and draw Ethereal Absolution, I'll be fine with that too. Wait for them to go ahead and adapt, and then I'll go ahead and... Oh, never mind, I can do it right now. I'm not going to bother trying to get it in for the spectacle, I just want to block. Now I could use Ethereal Absolution. Ill-Gotten Inheritance would start pinging my opponent. Draw 4 cards and discard 2 cards. Well, maybe they'll deck themselves. Interesting card. I forgot all about it. 2 lands. Interesting. Okay, you're gonna kill off my Rafter Demon, and then what? A swing? Hell, that sucked. I went ahead and tapped my black source of mana, so I can't cast Ill-Gotten Inheritance that turn. I will be able to cast it next turn. Rampaging Rinthorn, probably gonna come in as a 5/5. Yep. Interesting. Now they're in a good situation. Ethereal Absolution would be in a great situation here. We're drawing lots of lands. Fortunately, 3 damage doesn't do much for me. Scuttle Gator, that's bad. It can become a 9/9 in a hurry. No blocks. Take the 8. Draw an answer this turn. Oh, go away. Get updates for me. Scuttle Gator is trampled, so I can jump it for a while. Wish I could draw a second black source of mana to drop my Rakdos Firewheeler. This is looking increasingly like a loss for me, even if Ethereal Absolution is not. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and concede. Because I still have not. I've drawn almost every single source of white mana I have, but I still have not drawn a second source of black mana. Alright, so I'm 4-2 at the moment, which isn't too bad. Versus Mighty Beast. Yeah, wow. Second turn, Ill-Gotten Inheritance ain't a bad deal. Or excuse me, isn't a bad deal. Should use Genteel properly. So, Hollow Wayfinder. I'm gonna let the Scorch Mark and get out of there. We safely drop Ill-Gotten Inheritance without getting a beating to the face. There's Ethereal Absolution when I get 6 mana. Assuming I stick it and they have no answers for it. Go ahead and drop it for the regular cost. Spectacle isn't going to do much for me right now. still have Skewer the Critics available. Oof, Guardian Project card. One more mana gets me Ethereal Absolution, which is hopefully going to let me win the game before Guardian Project takes off too much. I mean, Guardian Project is fantastic for an environment like this because of how well it deals with. I mean, just how many different named cards you have in a deck usually. So I have to swing with the Rebel Belt Recluse. I have no choice, but now the Gate Colossus can die to it. Now, if I can somehow manage to leave it in the graveyard long enough for me to activate Ethereal Absolution, I can actually eat the Gate Colossus. Rage, Silver Talk. That can actually be skewered. Ah, damn it. I did a chance to get it. So let's start with Skewer the Critics on the engagement. And we're going to go ahead and do a Carnage. Swing and put him to 4. Then Ill-Gotten Inheritance can finish him off the next turn, so I should be in good shape. They got rid of Rafter Demon and Spike Wheel Acrobat. There's the Gate Colossus again. Occurred to me they had mana open, but then I realized they don't have blue mana open. I was sitting there thinking they could possibly have that Stifle ability. Alright, so up to 5 wins and 2 losses. I don't harbor any fantasies about going 7-2, but I wouldn't mind. Wife Daddy 89. Interesting. My opponent goes first, but I do get turn 2 Ill-Gotten Inheritance. Or Vizcopa Vampire, depending on what I want. Curious Oligarch. Let's see. Depending on what they do this turn. Alright, let's go for Vampire. Now I've got to make a decision here. Go ahead and drop it. Ill-Gotten Inheritance is a bad idea at this moment. I really needed it to trigger the Spectacle on Skewer the Critics to deal with it. But if I can't, I can't. Fortify? Fortify. The proper term here is Bud. No second source of red mana again. I'm going to have to hard cast Skewer, deal with the Vampire before they get too much life. If I can get my second source of red mana, I could drop the Practice Fire Wheeler to deal with the Oligarch, although I probably would... Son of a gun, you're just taunting me now. I mean, Ethereal Absolution would be spectacular. Now I'm giving them... I probably should have cast that on the attack step. But oh well. Ethereal Absolution next turn will take that Spirit out of rotation. Maybe I can get back into this game. Especially since now I have the second red source of mana, Rakdos Firewheeler can come down, ping the Roustabout off the board. Fearless Pontiff. It's not the Vampire, which will die immediately, but at least let's block hard. 4/2 Vampire will help. I mean, at 5 life, I really need to get some kind of life back. Good way to it's probably 3. Ill-Gotten Inheritance seems good here, right? Maybe that Carrion Imp, exile a creature from the graveyard, gain 2 life, put me out of reach. For the Roustabout. The rest don't do anything, but get me out of reach of Skewer the Critics. I can start eating creatures out of the graveyard. Right, last breath. Well, I can consign that. And the afterlife won't do any good for them. Likely they'll eat it with the Pitiless Pontiff. They should have, but they didn't. Afterlife 3 means nothing because they'll die instantly on resolution. 8, 2, 6. I'm gonna go aggressive. Put them at 4, because next turn Ill-Gotten Inheritance can finish him off. Put me at 6 and 2. Griffin, draw a card. Ethereal Absolution is a straight up bomb. A lot of people, while I was watching the Magic tour yesterday, would, oh, that's evil. Were noting, they were considering Ethereal Absolution to be quite possibly the best card in Limited, if not one of the best. Probably the best. Because of just how many ways you can play the game. Alright, so. Start eating their graveyard up. Create my Afterlife Spirits. Consecrate, Consume, a great card. Just straight up a great card. Grasping Thrall. Nice. Give them 2 life. I'll lose 2. Go to 4. You want to draw another card. Dead deck. Afterlife doesn't matter, thanks to Ethereal. Ethereal Absolution, honestly, is probably the one card that can destroy their deck. They have very good stuff. And it's just getting wrecked because of the Absolution. 8/5 by accident. Oops. I didn't mean to eat the Fortify. I meant to eat the Vampire Oligarch. I'm going to play it safe. I'm not going to be overly aggressive here. Double block. Okay, interesting. I go to 3. Am I going to lose to a Skewer the Critics at the very last second? You had me stressing there for a minute there, Waif Daddy. Not sure what you're hoping to find. Move them to 7. I have 6, 8, 9, 6, 8, 11 mana, so I can drop this guy safely. I have 1 mana open. So, Alpha Strike. They take 4, go to 3. Illidan Inheritance finishes them. That was close. Ethereal Absolute. I mean, see, my opponent had every advantage that game. They were honestly ahead, and in the minutes that Ethereal Absolution came down, it was just lights out. It completely wrecked their board. It wrecked... A lot of their creatures had 1 toughness, they had a lot of afterlife, and they couldn't use any of it. That's why it's one of the best cards in Limited. I mean, it's a pack 1, pick 1 bomb. It's a pack 3 bomb. Even if you just hate draft it to keep it out of your opponent's hands. Opponent decides to keep their hand. I actually have double red, double black for the Firewheeler for once. So if they drop a cheap creature, I can go ahead and drop the Firewheeler and bring it off the board. And he did. Firewheeler across the finish line this turn. That'd be great for the spectacle. No, never mind. Because I actually, for once, am in a position to cast the Rafter Demon for the spectacle cost and get a card out of my opponent's hand. One damage is not going to bother me to take. Wall of Lost Thoughts. Okay. Alright, I'll mill 4. You got an ill-gotten inheritance out of it, and my light up the stage. Very irritating. I'm going to swing. They have to know something's up. They're like, do I dare block? Let's see, I can get back the Fireblade Artist and the Vampire with Dead Rebels. Did they mill or build a Persistent Petitioner's deck? No? Okay. No attacks. No attacks. Jeez Louise, game. Work with me here. One second. I will take 1, go to 21. Not exactly worrying me too much. Persistent Petitioner number 2. I'm beginning to detect a theme here. I don't like it. One bit. Let's get rid of their last card. Which was a Thought Collapse. Nice. mill me for 1. Land off the top. 21 to their 25. They drafted a mill deck. I like that. I approve of that. Now the question is whether or not I can manage to keep things going long enough to win this. Or whether I'm going to get milled out before I can kill them. Yes, I'm taking the damage. It's okay. My turn. Right. They have to double block the Trumpeter, and I can go ahead and pump the Trumpeter at that point to kill off a Petitioner or something. Aha, the Cynic Courier. Interesting, interesting. Yes, I want the Cynic Courier to be number 1 on the list. Go ahead and pump that guy. We're going to Carnival the Cynic Courier, deal 1 to it. Okay, I'll lose Consigned to the Pit, which sucks. They're gonna mill a second Ill-Gotten Inheritance. And now the board is much simpler. 1 more mana, I can actually double pump the Trumpeter, which puts him in a very awkward sort of position. Wondered. 24 to 14. I milled 3 lands off top of my deck. Thank you. And milled another land. 13 cards remaining in my deck at this point, which is going to make it kind of close. Another Vizkopa Vampire, which I don't really need. Doesn't get past the wall. And life gain ain't gonna help me at this point. Big 5. But you have an answer. Okay, mill me 1 and mill another land off top of my deck. And you'll die during my next turn. I'm at 11 cards remaining in my library. They're going to mill themselves. That's interesting. Archway Angel goes away. And they have 2 lands. Oh my goodness. Whew, that was a close game, and I do believe that is 7-2. 2 booster packs, 950 gems. So let's see what I won. Okay, the answer is for me is don't play standard anymore. Play limited. You do fine at limited. Gates Ablaze. I need to build Garagan Hellkite. Skargan Hellkite, whatever it is. Skargan. Wasn't sure if I built that draft deck properly, but I guess I did. A Godless Shrine is super fantastic. Theater of Horrors. Nice. How long have I been drafting or playing? An hour? I don't want to do a traditional draft. I don't want to do a Guilds of Ravnica style draft. Do I want to do another greedy draft? I guess I could. I got the gold. I got the gems. Let's go ahead and spin the gold. Oops. Hold on. Fix this. Okay, emergency powers. is the Mythic in this case. Each player shuffles their hand and graveyard into the library, draw 7 cards, exile emergency powers. If you cast a spell during your main phase, you may put a permanent of 7 or less converted mana cost into play. Instead, we're going to go with Law Mage's Binding, which is a great card. Rampage of the Clans is eh. So it looks like I'm going to be drafting Azorius right now, the white-blue colors. Concordia Pegasus is eh. Summary Judgment's nice, though. Cynic Courier's alright. I'll take the Summary Judgment. Resolute Watchdog is good. Cynic Griffin's great. I think we have a winner there. This is going to be different. I usually don't draft Azorius. So we have Bring to Trial and Sphinx's Inside. I think one Sphinx's Inside is going to be alright. I don't want a lot of those. Chillbringer. There were a lot of pros who called this the best common in the set, and some who said it wasn't. Damn good card, either way. Gateway Sneak. Justicar's Portal. Prowling Caracol. Biogenic Upgrade. We're going to go with Gateway Sneak. Persistent Petitioners, which is like, eh. Or Azorius Locket. Let's be good for once. Take the Azorius Locket. Prying Eyes. I'll take the Prowling Caracol. We're also going to take the Sentinel's Mark. Another Locket. Night of Sorrows. Really? We'll take a Wilderness Reclamation, just take it out of the pool. Not that it matters in the least bit. Gift of Strength, Gruul Locket. Alright. Tome of the Guild Pact. I have 3. I have 3 multicolored cards at the moment. It's a 5-mana Mana Rock. I may take Mortify instead and splash black. Go Esper. Smothering Tithe, Essence Capture, Thought Collapse. Tenth District Veteran is a good creature. Skitterer Eel is a great creature for this environment. Let's take that. Fairy Duelist. I like Fairy Duelist. It's a good creature. Sphinx of New Prov. Windstorm Drake. Slimebind. This is a good pack for me. I'm going to take the Sphinx. I don't need more Prying Eyes. I don't. Watchful Giant seems better. Red is wide open on the one side, but I don't need it. So we're going to take the Azorius Guildgate at this point. Scuttlegator's decent. I can play it. Forbidding Spirit is eh. Persistent Petitioners is funny. They probably won't get played. Oh my goodness, really? Alright, Persistent Petitioners number 2. Thought Collapse instead of the Veteran. We'll run a counterspell. I was one who's sitting here going, man, why do people do that? And then I'm going to play it. Slimebind. Better than the 3-2. We'll take the Locket. Viscope of Vampire is playable. Alright, pack 3, Cinder Vines. I'm going to take the Cinder Vines for standard that I don't play. Because, why not? I'll take Thought Collapse. Shimmer should wheel, and if it doesn't, oh well. Another one of those is good. Depose Deploy. Seems good. Another Scuttlegator, huh? Why not? Humongulous is a good blocker. I don't need a third Scuttlegator. I will go ahead and take, Quench or Clear the Mind or the 10th District Veteran. We'll take the Veteran. As much as I wanted to Quench, I need to make sure I have creatures. Another Slimebind, because there are a lot of good creatures in this format. Humongulous seems like it's going to be the best choice out of that pack. Really? This Copa Vampires is definitely playable. So green was wide open. Got it. Nobody was playing Gruul today, which does not surprise me in the least bit. Alright, let's do this. Alright, we do not need Wilderness Reclamation. We're not going to splash green for it. Although it's funny as hell, the thought of actually dropping a Wilderness Reclamation on the board with this deck. But I think just with a couple of counter spells and Thought Collapse, I'm not running enough to justify it. Alright, so I gotta drop 14 cards. Okay, I'm not a big fan of Watch the Giant. So that's an easy one. I really don't think Night of Sorrows is going to be good enough. Oop, Amber Alert coming in. So, loud all of a sudden. We don't need the Simic Locket. We don't need the Gruul Locket. We will keep the Azorius Locket. We're not going to worry about the Orzhov Locket. We have one spell in black. That's it. We're going to drop the Petitioners. They were funny to draft because I had nothing else better in that slot, but they're not good enough to justify it. I can afford to drop creatures that don't provide me value. $13, $16, $17. Ugh, what am I gonna play? I'm actually gonna drop Scrying or Prying Eyes here. I'm gonna drop Sentinel's Mark, not being that useful. Skitter Eel is just 5/5 for 4 mana, effectively. You're just paying the cost out over 2 turns. Hello, young lady. Gateway Sneak is not going to be good enough. I drafted it early, but I don't think it's going to really make the cut. Oh, I would have killed for an Ethereal Absolution for this deck. But everybody does. I mean, seriously. Can't attack or block. Its activated abilities can't be activated. We're gonna drop one Humongulous. I actually may drop both of them. 2/5 Hexproof doesn't excite me. We'll go with this. See if I can't manage to get 7 wins again. ExParrot versus Manduke, and I completely forgot again to change my avatar. I got a second turn Sphinx of New Prov. I think I can work with this. Rakdos Lockets. They do not have land number 4. That sucks for them. For 3 Vigilance, it's hard to kill. Well, so that my opponent's cost the target, it costs 2 more to cast. 5/2, that's evil. Let's go ahead and just cast a 6/6 and call it good. Interesting. They got the combat trick. I mean, no, I could have just let it go through and used the Sweet Judgment. Okay, yeah, they wanted to trade. I'm fine with that. Seriously, I'm fine with that. I'm going to go ahead and cast the Locket. And then I'm going to go ahead and cast Sphinx's Insight on my main base. Why not? I made 2 life. Not like I'm going to use that mana for anything else right now. Chillbringer is going to be fantastic as a 3/3 flyer whenever it hits the board. Very dualistic combat trick, summary judgment. I'm really liking this deck and how I drafted it. I may pat myself on the back for once. Rafter Demon for 2, and they could not do anything exciting with it. Cynic Griffin, one. Let's go ahead and scry the vampire away, I don't need it. Undercity Scout is going to go ahead and eat the Rafter Demon. But all of my creatures fly. So Mana Screw really just choking my opponent's ability to do anything, obviously. Because they could not throw down threats fast enough because they didn't have enough mana. You're playing one card a turn. And early on, I was up to playing a couple of cards. ICR is Spire Mangler. An exciting card that isn't played in any format. That's the way most of the ICRs are. You're going to get a lot of uncommons and stuff that just aren't playable. You get the occasional rare or mythic, which is nice, but don't bet on them. Huh, you know what? I will keep this hand. Seems good. Second turn, Cynic Griffin is nice. Scope of Vampire, the Scope of Vampire is going to come down too early. Alright. Go ahead and drop the Griffin. Scry 1. I'm going to keep the Thought Collapse. I can put that on top of my deck, and at some point here in the near future, once they have a lot more mana, I can utilize that to counter something. Like, if they drafted a Hydroid Krasis, for instance, it'll be a beating because they'll get the trigger still on cast, but at least I can stop a huge creature from hitting the board. No blocks. I'm going to go ahead and summary judgment with any luck. Perform Hydroid. Next turn, I can drop the Scuttlegator. It's a very nice blocker. Oh! Flashing in that Fairy Duelist. Very nice combat trick for my opponent. Very nice. Scuttlegator. No attacks from me. Let's see, the hybrid, when pumped, becomes a 6/6. They're short 1 green mana necessary for doing it. We're gonna have a pump and fight. How much does that take? 8. So 1 more land, I could actually pump the Scuttlegator to a 9/9. Very nice. Very nice. Finally, at the last second, they decided to go ahead and swing with a 4/3 flying Steeple Creeper. I'm fine with blocking. This Cup of Vampire. And pass turn. I did not get the 8th point of mana I needed, but I do have Thought Collapse now available. Slime Bind is an excellent trick in case they get the green mana for the Sorrowform Hybrid. Vote of Constraint. No. I don't want you drawing a card. I don't need you tapping my creature. I'll mill 3 lands off your deck for you, though, because I'm generous like that. There we go. Start popping that Azorius Locket now. Crack it if I want to for 2 cards. Rester's Admonition. Really? You're gonna be that way about it. Fine. We'll just respond with children instead. Creeper comes back. Back from outer space. Scuttle Gator saying hi once again. In a much better position health-wise than my opponent. They're at 8, I'm at 16, so I'm not worried about Steeple Creeper. They know very well I can pump the Scuttle Gator again next turn and swing for 9 with it, so that's gonna inform their decisions. Gatebreaker Ram with 1 Guild Gateway makes it a 3/3. Another Steeple Creeper. I'm not quite sure what you were looking to do with all that, unless you're just trying to double or triple block the Scuttle Gator. In which case, Slimebind is going to have some fun. Swing for lethal. This is going to force blocks. 7. We've got 7 points of damage against it. There's the 9. Well, excuse me, that's actually 11 points of damage. They're just going to chomp. Okay. Interesting. You have 11 points of damage on the board. That's not nearly enough to kill me, so what were you thinking? I'm not saying that as a what are you thinking kind of thing, as, you know, you're insane. It's more of trying to understand what my opponent is considering. Do they want to wait 1 more turn to try and kill it? Do they want to go ahead and chump it for the next few turns? Oh, that's evil. That's evil. So the Slimebind Steeple, that reduces damage I think to 7. Chillbringer is going to come off the top and tap down the other Steeple Creeper. We're going to pass turn with the Chillbringer up. I can crack the Azorius Locket now at the end of turn, draw 2, and see what I can find. Biogenic Upgrade. Interesting. Makes it a 9/9. It does not have Vigilance or Trample. So I have to block. I have no choice. I was hoping for the Law Mage's Binding. This puts me in a bad situation. I need the Law Mage's Binding or some other effect to reduce the Gatebreaker Ram. Otherwise, I'm going to lose this game. Alright, what are they going to do? They're going to give that flying. I figured that. I am going to walk in a way that is not advantageous for me. But I'm rather left with no real choice in the matter. And this is... So, alright, evil. Majority 60. Well played. Between what, 1 and 1? 1 and 1. I can get spoiled by this greedy draft format. fun little format being able to drop things. It basically just speeds along the pace of the game quite a bit. Yeah, this is a keepable hand. Bait Plains first turn, Plains Island second turn, dropping... Oh man, something. Bitter Eel maybe? Glorious Gildgate and a Hollowed Fountain for my opponent. Go ahead and drop my own Azorius stuff. White Blue Azorius Guild. And they're actually playing Ty Griffin. Comes onto the battlefield, scry 1. Alright, so land, Skitter Eel. Skitter Eel can now be adapted at any time to make it a 5/5. They said, no, you're going to return it to your hand, which I'm not so sure that was a great idea this early, but, you know, whatever. We'll go ahead and scry. We'll leave the land on top because that's land number 5, which lets me bring in Chillbringer. Go ahead and make the trade. Azorius Knight Arbiter. That's bad for me. Good for them. We'll go ahead and Chillbringer it, and then we'll Slime Bind it eventually, which is going to make it useless. But at the moment, this at least prevents it from doing much of anything for at least one turn. Shimmer of Possibility. Okay, I got 6 mana. Let's go ahead and drop the Locket. It gives me 4 mana still, which lets me drop the I know Azorius Knight Arbiter is going to come up next turn. Now I gotta decide what I want to do here. If I want to Slime Bind Arbiter or the Steeple Creeper. Deputy of Tension, taking out which target? Let's get it deal. Alright. Throwing out a lot of cheap threats, which is a problem. I think I'm going to have to Slime Bind the Azorius Arbiter to prevent damage constant a turn. Go ahead and drop this Cop of Vampire, though. And let's go ahead while we're tapping out this guy. That leaves me mana open for Depose Deploy. Depose, really. Tap a creature and draw a card. This Cop of Vampire, not a bad deal right now. I mean, if they block with Knight Arbiter, I still gain 3 life. Skitter Eel, alright. We'll go ahead and trade here. Yeah, I'm falling behind on this game. Swing it for 3 a turn. Let's stop combat because I'm going to cut down that Skitter Eel. So I need to worry about the stop now. Insight. Their own knight back. Wrestler's Admonition. Go ahead and swing some sight on the main phase. Draw 2. I can counter the knight now. Bonus. Homunculus doesn't bother me. Yes, it could be nasty as a 3/4 flyer. Go ahead. I know, even further behind, basically. But I want the skitter eel out of the way. Now, I'm going to draw a lot of land. That's what I'm doing, apparently. I need to start cracking these lockets. Path, we're not going to swing straight into an Homunculus. It's going to go 3/4. I'm at 19. They are at 11. Scuttlegator. That's more of a threat right now. Night Arbiter is 2 guaranteed damage a turn. No blocks. 4/2 in this race. Really, game? I need all the mana? That was a bonus. Throw my second Thought Collapse for their Azorius Knight Arbiter. They're at 16 cards in their deck. Of course, if I Slime Bind, I can't Thought Collapse. That's a Steeple Creeper hit. There it is. That's when I say no. What did I hit? Ministry of Occupation. 10. Oh my god. All the freaking land in my deck came out at once. Alright, I got a Law Mage's Binding for the Homunculus. Got a Vampire to help with the Steeple Creeper. Creature controls +1/+1 on it has a counter. They can adapt 4. Yeah, I finish this mode off before they get too much going. Oh, do you want to swing the Deputy of Detention straight into the Vampire? Alright, Children is going to tap down Skana. Pretty much guarantee me a victory next turn. Oh, this is a crazy game. Gateway Sneak, which isn't going to do me. Alright. Picked out a win. With 12 cards left in my deck. So I won my second booster pack, 2 and 1. Just need to win that last booster pack before tomorrow. There's my usual avatar right there, Sarkon. Yeah, I'll keep this. It's interesting. Got my Binding right off the bat. Don't have any way to cast Fortify immediately, but that's alright. Opponent mulligans to 8. Rise to the top. And I will go ahead and drop 2 islands because why not? If they don't have any pressure on, I'm not actually going to drop my Azorius Lock this turn. Skitter Eel. Yes. My turn. Which lets me drop my Chill Bringer. One more land and I can actually drop Scuttlegator. Looking at my creature. I don't like that. That's an Inquisitor. Okay, Cynic Courier's alright. Can block the damn creature all day, which is irritating. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pass turn this turn. We will see what they want to do, and that determines what I do. I really would like to Thought Collapse something. Okay, what are you gonna do? There you go. Let's Serum finally figuring it out. I don't know if they've got full control on, or they have a spell they could cast and they're choosing not to. Blocks. Pick 3. Twitter eel number 2 is a no. I hit a Mortify and a Frilled Mystic. That's a good one. My turn. You're joking, your game. You're seriously just like jerking my chain. Pass turn. I have Slime Bind available. So I may double block the Skitter Eel, Slime Bind it, he'll make it a 1/5. They can call off the Viscompa Vampire, but then I kill it. That's assuming they don't have an answer. It will also force them to go ahead and adapt, which takes up 3 of their mana for the turn. Alright, Serum. I'll start the roping game. They're clearly at their computer doing this on purpose. Alright, they went ahead and went to combat. Block. That's for the Slime Bind. Don't get a 2-for-1 out of it. Went ahead and took the Vescopa Vampire as their first target, which means the Vampire either way is going to die, but at least I get rid of their eel. Really? Alright. See if they've got the essence capture. They do not. They're swinging with 2 creatures now if they only have the Cynic Courier. They're playing 4 colors. It's interesting. I could depose the Cynic Courier end of turn if it's the only creature they have in play. There's a Chillbringer. Isn't that a pain in my butt? That's going to get probably a Law Mage's Binding unless I draw a Swamp. I could just drop a Scuttle. Seems good. So I get to 8 mana, Scuttlegator becomes that 9/9 Beat Stick. I don't know how often people would actually cast Deploy for its secondary cost. I mean, if you're running an Esper deck with Ethereal Absolution, it's a great trick. But I think most people run it for the tap and draw a card cantrip effect. I suppose in a pinch, the life game could come in handy. Oh, don't start this again, Serum. Really? You're on recording. Everybody's gonna see you acting like a butthead and rope. Take that one out. It loses the ability to gain flying with Law Mage's Binding. Here you go ahead and mortify the Chillbringer. We've got Law Mage's Binding the Speaker Creeper. Swing 5. Finally start getting some damage in here. Let's see what they got. Summary Judgment isn't as useful. Although they could do it on the trigger from the 10th District Veteran, they decided not to. This is Insight. Game 2. Draw 2. Combine Guildbane. There's a Slime Bind. 5, 6. Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna depose the Warrior. There we go. There's the land I'm looking for. Next turn, Scuttle Gator comes online. Slime Bind for this next turn, in case I need it. 6, 7, 8. Yes, I have 8 mana now for Scuttle Gator. Mute the mic there for a second. Had a coughing fit. Okay, they're prepping here. 3, 5, 6. That's not enough to take out the Scuttle Gator, but it is enough to stop the 10th District Veteran. So I think I'll hang on to the Slime Bind for the moment. We'll go ahead and untap the Scuttle Gator. Block there. Block there. They're just gonna check. I didn't even think about the fact they could have blocked my 10th District Veteran with the Axebane Beast. That was a bad attack on my part, and even worse block on my opponent's part. I tapped out. There's literally no reason for me not to block. Devastator. Or to quote Airplane, what a pisser. Scuttle Gator number 2, because I know you just love the first one. But unfortunately, your 4 toughness creatures are being a pain in my backside. A blow dart in my butt cheek, if you will. Oh, that sucks. Real absolution on my opponent's part. We'll go ahead and Slime Bind up the Axe Beast. Go ahead and pump the Scuttle Gator because reasons. Best thing I can do at this point. Next turn, Sphinx's new prov can come down as a 3-2, which doesn't do much. Looking at my deck, and I don't have any immediate answer to the Ethereal Absolution. Okay, Colossus is bad for me. I have this creature that can block all day long. Alright, so now we can start cracking lockets to look for answers. Difficult for me to block. Alright, let's go to 14. This is looking like a loss for me as their Ethereal Absolution hits the board. Yep, so I'm exiling my graveyard to make it 2 spirits, which is bad for me. Your vigilance. Your vigilance. A Colossus is not going to attack. Interesting. Are you worried about the attack back from it? More land, I'll crack my other locket. I got plenty of mana. Yeah, I'm gonna play it out, but I'm pretty sure I'm done. I can block and triple block and kill one of the Cynic Couriers this turn. It doesn't help me much against the spirit tokens that are coming out in increasing numbers. 12 to something, I don't know. Triple block, it doesn't do me any good. I forgot the Fairy Duelist gets weakened. This is Insight's gonna give me 2 life, draw me 2 more cards, and we're done. Good game. I hadn't started roping and being a dick early, because it's bad form no matter how you look at it. 2 and 2 with Azorius so far. Apparently I do better with Rakdos. Go first. I guess I can keep it. I've got the mana available to go dropping lockets and scuttle gators. Token. That's going to change up my plans. I'm going to drop the Vampire instead of Walker against their Goblin. Jund style deck. And I dropped 2 cards. Alright, we'll drop both Azorius Locket because why not? Oh, the swings. Interesting. Yeah, that'll force the block. Scuttle Gator number 1's going to clog up the board. One more land, and I'm going to make no 9/9 beat sticks. But I may as well stay hellbent for the moment, because the Cult Guild Mage is going to cause me trouble. The ability to pay 4 and make me discard a card. Activate Spectacle. Right at the stage. You get Captive Audience. Ugh. Would like to draw a counterspell. Put it on the bedside table. Not bedside, the chair side table. Captive Audience. This is bad. I'm gonna go ahead and discard my hand. To finish my opponent off before they get 5 zombies. Next turn, I'm going to go ahead and go to 4 life, but I will have 22 points of damage on the board. If I could draw my Mortify, that would be fantastic. I'm not sure what my opponent Junior is doing. Purple Belt Recluse. Might still be able to eat this out. Mage's Binding is going to go ahead and keep that from blocking or doing much. Oh, my Lord Junior, come on. Come on. Now swing for 13, put you at 3, unless you can deal with the Sphinx. I fly over next turn for 4, and win. And they had the mana to kill it. Son of a gun. Alright, so now I go on defense. Not bad. I think that does it for me. Yep, it should. Well, crud, 2 and 3. Not much I could do about that. The Azorius deck just didn't work out as well. Did not get my second pack. Off of that, but I will go ahead and open these on stream. I will get my Mythic here. Pestilent Spirit is eh. The Colossus I can use for my today. Awaken the Erstwhile. What an utter piece of crap. Alright, I have 2 Mythic Rares. I still need 5 more wins for that. Great. Well, I really don't want to do another draft. Let's go ahead and just play some casual then. Standard real quick. For those of you who aren't interested in watching any further, this is going to be just straight up standard until I can meet my 15th win, get my 3rd pack. I'm going to be playing just whatever decks. I don't have a deck list in front of me to build gates yet. Let me check my phone 20 times here. I go first. Well, I wish I had an elf in my opening hand, but that's alright. I know where elf would be fantastic at this point. 3rd turn with Rhythm of the Wilds instead. Guardian. If my opponent wants to make me discard a card, I'm fine with that. Tetsumok, eh? Interesting choice. Rhythm of the Wild is, and swing 2. I gotta stop them before they get to 6. It's kind of a relic. I'm gonna haste up that damage now, rather than whenever. Cast it down. Alright, got the damage in there. I'm gonna go ahead and pay the 2 life and let that count. Haste and a +1/+1 counter. We're gonna go ahead and pop the card and take the action of looking for another. And I'll put you at 3. Gated community. Okay, it's January 29. Mock came down and said no. Let's go ahead and discard. Two creatures in the graveyard. Earth Chamber Guardian coming into play with counter, so I can go ahead and look for another. And Llanowar Elves. This is a Death Touch creature, yeah. Alright. If I can make that Crawl Harpooner big enough, I can haste it. They do not have the city's blessing yet, so they can't start gaining life off of that. Oh, I've got enough to swing for lethal next turn, unless they got some serious... Yeah, that's it. I've got enough... I'll be able to drop enough creatures on the board. You can't kill everything. Where? Windreader Sphinx. Yeah, not exciting. Let's look real quick. Call it Cruel Guildgate, Best Guildgate. Let's see, do I have Plaza of Harmony? I have 1. Crud. Do I have Civic Guildgate? I have 1, 2. Are you kidding me? How many comments do I have? Enough that I can go ahead and craft those. Rule Guildgate. And I don't have 4 of the best Guildgate? Never mind. We will craft that one. I know, it's a common. But honestly, I love this artwork. This is a gate. This is the way Gruul works. It's just fantastic. Is it Guild Gate? Nope. I like this artwork better. That one, the other one doesn't look like a gate. Selesnya, Guild Gates. I have enough of either. 1, 2, 3. Azorius, Guild Gate. I like this artwork the best. And Boros, Guild Gate. 1. Breeding Pool. 2 of those from this deck list. 1 is land, because it is a land. 4 Plaza of Harmony are as in the original, damn it. I'll have to think about that. Let's see, Gatebreaker, Ram. There are 3 in this deck list. Gate Colossus. I could play Gateway Plaza as a replacement for the Gate Plaza of Harmony until I can get them. Hydroid Krasis. They play 3 in this deck list. Growth Spiral. Play a playset. Guild Summit. They play a playset. I have uncommons, right? Yes, good. Gates. A Blaze. Oh, this version plays freaking Nexus of Fate. That's banned in Best of 1, which is where I'd be playing. So I'll have to find a different card to replace that. Shimmer. They actually play 2 Shimmer possibilities. Interesting. Gift of Paradise, Circu. This route. 3. 4 ops in this version. Alright, what does it leave me at? 58 out of 60. And the 2 cards in question are originally Nexus of Fate. So, let's... I think I have a Teferi. Yeah, we'll throw a Teferi in. And let's go ahead and pull up my multicolored stuff. Dovin Ban. Don't think so. Azor the Lawbringer is just kinda eh. Really playing just about every color but that. So I don't think I need that. I just want to go ahead and throw in 1 more Hydroid Krasis. Why not? 60 cards for Ghoul Guildgate is the best. Oh. Darn it. Deck names must contain 24 or less. So now I gotta come up with a smart-ass name for the deck. Watch the Gatewatch is too long. Fine. We'll just call it Gates. How boring. Alright, playing best of 1, Gates. Magnar the Mad. Now this card apparently I'm getting. This is not a good hand. Sorry, it just isn't. This is acceptable though. Second turn, third turn I can grow Spiral. they went to 6 as well. I'll leave a gate on top. This guy to the top as well. Turn gate should be pretty obvious what I'm playing. Okay. We'll go ahead and grow Spiral. Selesnya Gilgate onto the battlefield tapped. And I will not play my land for the turn because Gateway Plaza will die if I do that. Just lock it from my opponent. Pass turn, leave the gate up. I don't know what they're planning, but I don't like it. Aren't sign of Urza. Glad I left the gate up. Okay, Gateway Plaza. Go tap this for a blue to pay it. Breaker Ram. Down to 7/7. Yeah, saw that coming. Okay, Gate, Summit. Go ahead and tap these gates. Draw 2 more. We're gonna go ahead and play this Gilgate to draw a card. They hit mana number 4, 5, because they have the Rakdos Locket. They're gonna play another Rakdos Locket. Okay, I can now see why people like this deck. Oh my god, the card draw is just incredible once you get things ramping. Tension, Gatebreaker Ram, that's gonna get bedeviled or killed otherwise. Eventually I'll draw the Gate Colossus, drop that, and then I'll have a constantly recurring creature card. Eldest Reborn, so sacrifice that. Which sucks, but oh well. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I can Crisis for 6 now. We're gonna discard Shimmer Possibility, because I've got plenty of card discard. We'll drop the Gate Blaze, because it doesn't do me much good at the moment. This is an insane deck. I can see why people like it. 5, 6. Yeah, here's the problem. I can drop all kinds of stupid things on the board, and you can't answer them all. I'm just going to draw so many resources that you won't be able to do anything about it. Fine. I mean, seriously, Gate Colossus at this point is free. Fine. Play this Gilgate, draw 3 cards. There's Teferi. Circuitous Route now equals draw 6 cards. Yeah, you can get a Gate Crasher Ram. That is the full extent of what you get as a 2/2 creature. And the worst problem is, I can go ahead and put it back into my deck. It's Teferi. Hell, I can Gates Blaze and kill it. There's your map. That's a new sound effect, I think. I don't like that one. Go ahead and turn. No, don't need another guild gate. I have one in hand. Okay, Gateway Plaza. Eating pool is pointless for me. Draw is a guild gate. But ignored anyway. There's the Colossus.
I can no longer stand by. We need to move quickly.
I'll end a turn growth spiral on their turn. 5 cards left in my deck. I gotta be careful not to deck myself doing this. Okay. What are you gonna do, dude? You're not letting me get to the point where I can do anything. Discard 2 cards. Island and Shimmer Possibility. Go away. Devil. Okay.
Really should have seen that coming. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can race this for 7. I'll draw 3 cards, gain 3 lives. Alright. I need to discard 4 cards into turn. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. Okay. This deck is crazy. I had not really been on the receiving end of it. I had never played it, and I think I may have found a deck that I can play going forward with any luck. Look at the sideboard for it. Go into some ranked play. We'll need to get something to replace the Gateway Plaza, because that is just going to slow me down way too much. Incubation Druid. Okay. Go ahead and play the Gateway Plaza and pay for it now. 5 mana to cast that. Interesting. Blaze is going to help me out here. We need to adapt those into 3/5s, but pass turn for the moment. They're planning something. Activate it. I don't want to drop a Gates Ablaze and have it immediately countered. That's the biggest problem here. Not going to attack. Okay. 7 point of mana in order to double Gates. Throw that to the bottom. Pull an opt. Really? Plaza of Harmony. Yeah, that seems good. See if I can get him to waste a counterspell on a Gates Blaze. Okay. Okay. Alright. That's fine. Yeah, I'm eking out my wins against crappier decks. I'm that sort of person. I just want to get my packs for the week and then I'll be done. Go on playing their decks they're playing around with, or with the decks that they limited cards. If they're newer players, they could just have a limited card pool. Only this time I'm going to be Karn. Alright, I'm going to keep this one. Second turn, Gateway Plaza. Gatebreaker Ram. That'd be nice to drop after the Gates Blaze comes down and wipes out that board. We're playing against an aggro deck, which could be an issue, admittedly. I haven't played against an aggro deck yet. Looks like we're going to play against the Boros aggro. Ah, Tajik was the one card I was hoping I wouldn't see because that makes Gates Blaze much less useful. Justice Strike could be bad. But Burn is going to be hard to utilize against me. I need to kill Tajik if I want to get Gates Ablaze going. Okay, gain your first strike, and then what? You don't have enough mana for a burn spell, you got a pump? Okay. If necessary, I'll just Gates Blaze to kill Tajik. Especially so through another Gates Blaze. Problem solved. Now with any luck, I think, man, I can go ahead and dump my hand on the board. Not really realizing I have Gates Blaze number 2. There's Aurelia. Aurelia's going to be a pain in the ass. Let's see like we're going to look for the answer, even though I have it. Circuitous Root, a nice card to draw. Now, mind you, they're going to be able to save the Odonto Vanguard by paying life, which is going to be a bit of a pain in my butt. However, there is not a whole lot I can do about that. Do they have a way to save Aurelia? Because if they do, they win. Graces can be cast for 3 next turn. Oh, really? Yeah, you win. That's a Jeek. Man. Of course, in the sideboard, I'd be able to bring in some more spot removal probably to help. What, 75 games over 500 rather? That's interesting. So Lesnia Gilgate into second turn Growth Spiral. To a third turn Circuitous Root with any luck. Looks like I'm playing against the Golgari deck. Excuse me, Sultai. I drew my Gates Blaze I was looking for. Oh, we can't do Circuitous Route unless I draw another island or a Plaza of Harmony. Plaza of Harmony coming into play untapped is very handy. It may result in me having to get spin some wild cards in 3, go to 17. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and Growth Spiral again on my turn. Get Plaza. Pay the cost. Put my land. Done. Played that one untapped. I read.
How this thing goes.
Maybe Reed can take out a Hydroid Trace. That kind of sucks.
My newest friend.
I mean, I can already see a couple of weaknesses and such with the deck. It'd be better if I had, lost my train of thought entirely. Hold on. If I had more fairy things is what I was going to say. Realistically, I want to sucker out the Wild Growth Walker at this point and gate them for a lot.
I've seen things that would break someone like you.
Plague Crafter, that's an annoyance. Oldrotha is an annoyance as well. Right at bottom. Gate. But I can deal with Moldrotha. Gate Colossus can now threaten the Vivian Reed. Of course, they could destroy it using Vivian Reed, which is just fine with me, but probably cast Plague Crafter instead to do it. And that puts me in a very dangerous
No
situation.
one knows the wilds like I do.
Because that means Vivian Reed could go off next turn.
not going to play Drafter. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gonna lose this guy. Yep.
Nature brings your reckoning.
Needed to fail there. So I'm already looking at this now and going, okay, what changes could be made to the Gates deck to make it a little bit better against things like that? Alrighty then. I mean, I've got things like Ixalan's Binding, or, Ixalan's Binding is good for spot removal like that. Having Negate up in the first place as topic would be nice. I don't know. Deck is tuned the way it is for a reason. You should just play it as is. But I would really like to get those last 2 wins. That can be done. Maybe what I just need to do for standard is find a deck like this so I can enjoy playing. Gift of Paradise. Interesting. We got kind of a meanie deck here. It's like a white meanie style deck. So I really need to find life gain style. So I need to find Gates Blaze fast. Not Gates Blaze. Now I can start drawing extra cards while I look at my Gates Blaze. One of those life gain decks that I have to kill that fight gets off before they can get too big. A 5/5 Gatebreaker Ram is a nice blocker. Out their life, which is good. Slow things down a little bit. Create a soldier token or what? What do you got? If I find Clay Tribunal sucks. Oh, my Guild Summit. Interesting choice.
It's going to stop me from drawing lots of extra cards. Oh, you wanted to draw extra cards off of the Dawn of Hope. I see now. Curious why you did it that way. Okay, we're going to go ahead and drop the... Summon number 2. Didn't draw any cards off of that roll. I'm going to decline to tap extra cards because I want to be able to negate something. Bugler and time. Killer's Hawk is annoying. Okay, you're gonna draw a card. Then Healer's Hawk, got it. Now apparently I'm not going to find a damn Gates Ablaze when I need it. The Fairy can tuck away Conclave Tribunal or the Dawn of Hope. What are you going to take? Breaker? Nope, Hydroid Crisis. Great. I'm going to be able to get that flyer through. Are they all at the bottom of my deck? Two, I can Crisis for 4. Place. Jesus. Gates in play. Number 10. Nope, not quite enough. Crud. Alright,
This isn't a fight you can win. You need to slow down.
Whew, that was a long game. Apparently I can't count. I'll still manage to pull it off anyway. Alright, so I just need one more win. Be a slow start off the bat, but it's going to start getting explosive pretty quickly. Playing against the dinosaur deck, apparently. I found a land. It's dead. I can actually drop Plaza of Harmony and Growth Spiral next turn. I don't gain the life off of it, that's alright. Okay, that preps me for Gates Ablaze next turn, followed by God only knows what. Regisaur Alpha. Alright, so... let's go ahead and drop the Azorius Guild Keeper first, that way I know I'm doing something. I can pass turn with the gate up. Raging Regisaur. Up an 8/8 gate Colossus. No. I don't know what you're planning, but no. I know what you're planning. You were planning on doing that in the swing, and I Oh, evil! Oh! Love it. Get 1 damage to me. There you go. Use dude then case a non-gender specific variant. A 9/9 Gatebreaker Ram. Rule decks like this are just simply not equipped to handle. That's one of the big reasons why Gruul is not a top tier style deck right now, is you just simply do not have answers. Good answers, I should say. Alright, that's 15. I have finally finished off my pack for the day. My ICR is Wizard's Retort, which is great. I don't know if I had a playset or not. We'll open up my final pack, and we will do an Incubation Druid, which apparently I did not have a playset of. Alright, folks. I'm hungry. I've been doing this for 2.5 hours. I'm going to go ahead and end my stream at this time. So, 1 good draft, 1 okay draft, and some fun Gates deck play. I think I'm going to have to look into getting some more Plaza of Harmony with wildcards. And then maybe next time I do some standard play, I can play that and stream it. So, thanks for watching.